Hello, welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando. It's Monday, 7:42 p.m. A little late, better late than never. So, thank you guys for your support. A lot of exciting news. Pride undefeated. Also, Orlando City with a phenomenal win, 3-2 against Philadelphia Union. We're going to be discussing that, and obviously the bigger fish to fry. Short week. Inter Miami. 5 games undefeated. Also, comeback kings for sure. They've showed against Montreal. So, what can the boys do to defeat the unstoppable? What it seems, according to data and things like that. We'll discuss all that and more today. With me is Paola and John. Paola, how are you? Welcome.
Doing fantastic. Finally, a win, a dub, a W with multiple goals. I was kind of, spectacle at the end, but the boys pull it out. So I'm doing fantastic.
Fantastic. And then we have John. How are you, my friend?
What's
Good
up,
win.
man? How are you? New location for me to
There
pod
you
from.
go.
Like I got literally got the boxes behind me. So moving has happened, but gotta get my space set up, get all my stuff back together for the pod. But hey, I didn't watch the City game until Sunday. So I got to kind of relive it after the fact because I was at the Pride game watching that win. So great to see. I mean, I was trying to keep up at the game, and the moment when I looked up at the scoreboard and saw that Muriel scored, that was something else, Luis. That was something I didn't expect. So great for a win, and happy that City is off to potentially a turnaround. Let's see.
Yeah, definitely. We'll dive into that. Thanks to everybody that is joining live, watching us right now. About 22 people so far, 8 people on X, and about 15 people on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, drop us a comment, subscribe to the channel, spread the word. If you're on X, retweet the video. It will help us a lot to move the ball around, and more people will join. Um, Look, Philly 2, Orlando City 3. After hearing a lot of, it's okay, to be not too happy with what's happening at the club. I think Oscar made a bold move, changing that formation to a 3-5-2. And Luis Muriel scored a brace. We'll also, Luis Muriel scored a brace. El Toro Muriel. There you go. Finally, finally. Right. And I have to say, both were golazos. Like, both were golazos. They were amazing. So, but one silent, I would say, star that not a lot of people are really mentioning that I've seen online is Wheeler Cartagena, because he played as a center back as he did in preseason, and he really did a really great job. Um, will we see him again now that that I have a feeling like the Black Eyed Peas song that we may see. I don't know. I don't know what Oscar's gonna do, but I've seen Schlegel training today. But 3-5-2, John, what were your thoughts from the get-go's about the 3-5-2 when you saw that formation on the pitch?
It's funny, Luis, because I was thinking about this a while back about like how we could make the two striker system work, and I was like, really, like you've got like Angulo makes a good left wing back, and you've got Dagger who could be a really good right wing back. So I think Oscar kind of went for it because he didn't want to rely on the backup like fullbacks. I think he was just like, I want to change, how we play because I want these guys on the field, not other players on the field. It was a bold move. I mean, a lot of the time Faku's playing left wing back. Like he was back there pointing and directing guys. I was really impressed with the way that he defended, which is surprising to say about about Faku. And Angulo did the same thing on the right side. And then later when you bring Dagger in, that's like the perfect position for him if we keep playing this role. So Also, Nico in like a deeper mid role, which was different to see. But the main thing was Muriel and Duncan. We saw it earlier a little bit when we did the 4-4-2 out of necessity, but it didn't fully click. And then this game, yeah, like there's a shot where you can see them talking to each other, and really Duncan is like, before this is before Muriel's goal, but he's giving him a little like, yeah, well, you go here and I'll go there, and then you pass it, and so it's great to see, and I feel like that could be a partnership that we build on if we decide to go this route. I don't know if Oscar's going to do that or not. Remains to be seen.
Would you say, Paul, it was the best Nico Lodero game since he's in purple?
I will say yes. We saw a hat trick, but an assist, not in goals, right? He gave us a hat trick and assist. I think this is his best performance for like it reminded me of Nico Loredo in early Sounder time. That's what I saw on Saturday, and I hope that he keeps this as a momentum and continue to be like this. Probably is the system that they played on Saturday and is gonna work. We don't know, but we can talk about later what's gonna happen with Miami. But I liked Nico's performance. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna criticize him. I know that I'm always saying, oh, Nico should be coming from the bench, but in this case, he did a phenomenal job. And if he continued doing it, I don't mind seeing him in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
Nine point
definitely.
four on FootMob,
Yeah.
Luis. Woo.
That's a
He
lot.
has an 8.8 in sophomore score. 8.8.
A software score is always lower
I'm
than
telling you,
FootMob.
they're.
What are the
Always.
criteria for that
I
page?
have a feeling their puppy out. I have a feeling their puppy.
Don't mention that, Luis. Don't jinx us.
No, just kidding. No, but I was gonna say we 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 do want to check the goals. We're gonna read some comments real quick before we do that. The hunker down, bring back Kara. Needs the two up top. No, come on.
Alex, I haven't seen Alex in a
We
long
have to talk
time.
about some rumors that are happening right now, for sure, about our second striker. We're gonna be discussing that in just a moment, so stick around. Serge Natch, two up top only. That's why Kara failed with Oscar's style. Joshua Tall, let's talk about Galese. I know, that's amazing. I really like the lineup and formation. I think it worked really well in attack and defense. As Landon. Thank you so much, Landon. Appreciate it. The hunker down, they listen to me. Muriel, Facundo, Ojeda, and Duncan at the same time. There you go.
All the weapons at the same time. There you go.
Yeah.
This right here is a great comment, and that was, to me, that's an insult to the sport. 15 minutes of stoppage time. If this continues, I believe the MLS is going to add overtime like in the NBA. I'm telling you, this is it's crazy. 15 minutes. Stream Jesus. It was good old football. The game was so exciting. I squeaked a couple of times. There you go. He drank some wine, I'm sure. Victor Sanchez, 15 minutes of stoppage time. Daniel Phillips, do you think Muriel needs space to be effective, or was his lack of production just him needed to adjust? I think it's both. I think he finally decided to do some overtime work with his other teammates to find connections. And Nico, maybe it's the one that they partnered up, and clearly we saw. I have a feeling that's probably it. Hey, let's stay a little more time here on the pitch, practicing a little bit,
I think he looked a little fitter, a little healthier. I think he had an
Yeah.
extra step of speed there that we hadn't seen before from Muriel. Maybe he's going through the Oscar,
He's in a
come
diet.
here. Now I'm going to get you into shape camp. And now
Right.
we're starting to see some of the results of that. And like maybe he's getting up to that sort of full, back a little bit, maybe from what he lost. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. We must score first and defend well and score a few goals. There you go. Miss Rosa said everyone says that. LOL. There you go. Thank you. Stream Jesus, whoever wrote that title deserves a Nobel Peace Award. I was inspired. Positivity quotes. Daniel Phillips, we will tolerate no Pareja slander tonight. Papi brought a huge say of cojones on the plane up to Chester. Yeah, I do agree. Uh, honestly, To me, a lot of the reasons why this worked was because it's just our fullbacks responded. You had Wilder as a center back, as you guys could see here. You also, oh no, wait, I didn't share the screen. Oh my God, sorry about that. Um, Angulo and Torres had a great game. Torres might have not really, believe it or not, it's the first time I see him play defensively. um, and Angulo, I think he did pretty good as well, because Kai Wagner was on his side and he was actually being quite a threat. Um, I think that was one of the big things, and also Wilder was on point. Obviously in the back. Now, obviously, the Robin Jensen injury, it's a little bit of a tough blow. There's some news though coming from Orlando City camp today. Oscar Pareja mentioned. I want to say hello to Austin here from the club. He said it's not as severe, his injury, and that the news have been much better. So now, still, I feel this is going to be this game decision. It also depends on if doctors approve it or not. I think so far he's questionable, but I think he'll be game decision, kind of like what happened with Dagerdan Thorhalson. Now, I want to give kudos also to Alonso Contreras, our pal. He tweeted today that he saw Rafael Santos with um, um, like
Kidney
the
also,
tape that the
kidney,
tape they
yeah,
put on.
yeah, let it tape.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that
also
with that.
something like that. I
Yeah,
forgot.
so but he was practicing with the rest of the group, but he had that tape on there. Now that again is going to be game decision. But one thing that was another, I believe, cornerstone of what happened, and I know what John feels, is Nico Lodeiro, right? I mean, Nico Lodeiro was one of the reasons why the Lions responded, and after falling down, they got back up again, right? Do you feel like this was a monster game by Nico? Now, are we going to be seeing this constantly? I don't know.
I think we need a creative midfielder in there. We need someone that generates play, right? So honestly, the best person on the squad to do that is Nico Ladera right now. And Ojeda was further up the field, right? If we're looking at that 4-2-3-1 that we expect, we were thinking we want Ojeda in there because he's playing like quite far up the field. He's playing like a aggressive 10 role. But if you want someone to play the ball, actually be the guy that's making the passes, the assists, less, running up the field, then Nico has shown, for many years that he's an incredible passer of the ball, and that's what he did in this game. He sat a bit deeper. It reminded me of what Oscar used to try and do when we played the 3-back with Mauricio, and he would sit Mauricio further back, and then he'd say, "Okay, now play balls." And Nico was actually able to do that, and some of those passes he made for the assists were just, incredible. And so I think that he's an asset wherever we put him, but it's just at his age. Can you play the rest of the season built around Nico Ladero being your main creative playmaker? Probably not, based on the fact that he's 34. So when he's fit and he's firing like this, he shows his class. He's still got it. But whether he can do that week in, week out, I don't know.
And then one of the reasons that I feel, coming to the Inter Miami game, it's another early goal that was conceded by Orlando City, Paola, when in the 12th minute Philadelphia scored. What did you think about what was going to happen? Did you feel that this was going to be it? Because they came back clearly, they
After
came
10
back
minutes,
swinging.
yes, they came back, but I was in my, like,
I mean, this is a constant, though, don't you feel?
yeah, it's a constant. Like, we were the protagonist in the last season, right? In the first 15 minutes, we would have scored, we would have won. Now the table has turned for this year. And for now, all of the games that we have played, we always concede a goal, a first goal from the opponent team. Now, I was mad, I'm not gonna lie, but if we go back and see that goal that we conceded, I think it was just a miscommunication there because Cartagena should have been in that position and he wasn't. I don't know where he was. He tried and he fell. If he wouldn't fell, I think he would have done a better position on defending that ball. But my opinion, I was like, we're why we're still conceding goals early in the game. We better recoup. The boys did. And it was unfortunate because we were pressing, we were doing good things, and then we got goal scored on us. So it was just unfortunate. I think if Wilder's gonna play center back on Wednesday, I think he would catch this little error, because, like you said, Luis, he did a phenomenal job, and he doesn't do it consistently playing the center back. So it was just a miss error right there. So
And I think he caught himself making that mistake. Don't you feel,
hmm
John? And then that probably fueled him to have the monster game he had after that, because he literally tripped with himself.
yeah,
I looked like he was trying to throw his body in the way of where the shot was coming, but
I was
maybe
like,
I misread that. I don't
I
know.
was like, did he just tripped on himself?
I
I was
think
Yeah,
I what
like,
I
I don't
saw, I
know.
thought that he tripped by himself, and
I
then
might
but
have missed that.
it was in the position. He was like,
okay, let's watch it. You
should
want to
I
watch it?
slide or should I stand? He was on, like, not in a
See,
decision mode,
I think
and
he
he just
threw his
tripped.
body in the way of like where he thought the shot was gonna go.
Right.
That's
Probably.
what but maybe I
Okay,
read
so
it
so
differently.
so let's see. I mean, I know if you're listening, we're gonna be watching the first goal, which is in the 12th minute, Philadelphia goal, 1-0. Michael Uri, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Uri,
Ur.
Michael Ur,
I think
a
he's
right-footed shot from the
German, I
center
want
of
to
the
say.
box to the bottom left corner, and he was assisted by Nathan Harriel. So let's watch right here.
Now Sullivan just controlling
Self outside of his position. That's why.
Definitely, I will say, I think a good team like Philly give him that space. I mean, they didn't miss. Clearly, that's good on them. Obviously, against Miami, it could be a little worse if we have those type of mistakes, because they have killers right there on the attacking third. Let's read some comments here. Joshua Tell, great goal by Duncan. I feel like Pedro should be on his line there. There you go. Well, that's a good assessment right there. Do you feel that, John? The Pedro should have been on his line.
Lucky, and they were trying to recover as quickly as possible after the mistake. But I wouldn't blame Pedro entirely for that one. No, I don't
And
think. I
then
think
on
on
the
his
20,
line, off his line, it's probably going to go in.
and then here we have the first goal. We have Muriel starts the play, links up with Nico, and then Nico throws a wonderful shot to, in my opinion, a guy who should be. I mean, he's gonna be play the Olympics for sure. I don't know if he's gonna start, but he's definitely gonna play the Olympics. But I would have loved to see him in Copa America. It would have been fantastic to see what he can do against those top level guys. But Duncan McGuire again, our top goal scorer, header from very close range to the center of a goal. If you're listening, thank you so much. Assisted by Nico Lodero with a cross to that big dunk goal.
Well, I mean, it was all kind of spoiled for me because I knew a lot of this was coming, but it was still, a great goal. I think it's a case that we haven't seen a lot of headers from Duncan, but I remember when I was first looking him up way back when we signed him in the draft last year, the amount of goals I saw that he scored in college level with his head. Like, he's definitely that kind of guy who can jump and put a headed ball in, and this was just another example. He's such a predator in the box, Luis. Like, he watches there that Lowe is like flat-footed and not reacting, and he just blows right in front of him and steals the header away, basically. So great finish by Duncan, but what a ball by Nico. I mean, that left footed, like, it's curling it's an in swinging like corner almost like as if you were going to do a short corner. That's where he took it from. So great ball by Nico and a great finish by Duncan. But it's what we expect from this man, right? He doesn't miss from something like that.
Yep. And we'll talk about Duncan in just a moment. We have some news about him, I'm sure. Stream Jesus, we need the wall to be like the Dortmund wall. We need to fight to the end. I know, man, but first they gotta get along. No, I'm just kidding. Right, Landon. He would have more time to react if he was in his line. Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, I could definitely agree. I mean, Alyssa likes to be a little bit of a daredevil. That's why some of those conceded goals and people have obviously drilled them because of that. But I think now I think he's turned the page. So hopefully we see a phenomenal Pulpo showdown in in the next few hours. Actually, Banjo Low, who are you? Who are you? There you go. There you go. Joshua Tall, great goal by Duncan. I feel like Pedro should be on his line there. Oscar is wild for switching the lineups. He never wants the opponent to know his next move. Well, I mean, it is a little gutsy, and that's the first thing when I first saw the lineup. I'll be honest with you. I said, "Facu as a fullback? Like what, bro? He doesn't defend." That's the first thing that I thought. I was like, I know.
No, he does defend though. We saw him defending.
Defending in this game, I was like, I saw a new Facu Torres. I was like, I like this Facu Torres.
There was one moment, Luis, where he was basically he was getting like 2v1 on the left side of that, and he was like looking around. He's like pointing at guys. He's like, Jansen, get over here, and he's pointing at like Wilder, like get over. He's like, Cesar, come here. I was like, Facu is orchestrating at left back right now. This is we've never seen that from him. I've never seen that from him.
Victor Sanchez, way 2 more goals for Muriel against the Flamingos Wednesday. Man, God. Amen, man. Amen. He got lucky. Got to the ball barely first, even though he's a punk. There you go. I don't know who that be. Oh, who Low?
Shorty got low.
Oh, Shorty got low.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
After they gave Araujo his yellow, the refs starting catching feelings against the Lions. I agree. JC Beast, I hope to see Jensen make a quick comeback. Non-contact injuries are always concerning. Yeah, man, he couldn't even he got out of the stretcher. Yeah, and we'll discuss the rest of we'll read the rest of the comments in just a moment. And we have Herman saying, I think Muriel finally said, F it, I'm playing. There you go. JC Beast says, Buenas noches, everyone. Great game for the boys. Happy to see Muriel score. Hunker down. Muriel needs someone else to play off of the 3-5-2. Look great. We'll discuss that too, because I feel there might be people on the move. I don't know if this season, but I mean, we definitely have to look for a replacement for Duncan McGuire. I mean, that's 110% right. And right now we can only sign under 22 initiative players. So we'll discuss all of that in just a moment. So then we have the Muriel goal, right? Let's watch it. Minute 42. Well, that was
you undersold that there. It's not just the Muriel goal. It's the Muriel first goal of the season, absolute banger.
Yeah, it is.
That I mean, I was shocked to hear he scored, and then I was even more shocked when I saw it. I mean, what an absolute
exactly.
I don't know. I could use several swear words there.
A rocket.
Yeah, I guess rocket. Yeah, but that's associated with somebody else that we don't want to put him with,
Oh yeah, okay. Let's
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a Fort Lauderdale goal. It's in the league.
Oh yeah, the free kick one. Wow.
And you're mute, John.
It's a great free kick as well.
It's a great
free kick. Yeah,
but it just is winning by a landslide. So it's like, come on, it should be a little closer than this at least.
Why it always go against us when we do a
golazo? It's a popularity contest. Those things, we're never gonna win again. Like if there's a really good goal from us and a team from LA and a team from New York and it's gonna be the other bigger markets because they just got more voting power.
I mean, it was a golazo. Orlando City needs to recruit players
Absolute
like that.
golazo. A shame that it happened for him on a week where there's so many other golazos like that. I mean,
Yeah, hopefully it's it's the beginning of many more. I would love to see him score a couple against Inter Miami, right? Jim D says, is Muriel left or right footed? I believe he's right footed, but yeah. Jeffrey O, did Ojeda contribute to the game at all? Are we seeing him and Duncan leave this summer? Ojeda is not leaving this summer. Duncan depends on the player. It says, what do you guys feel about forward Yutaro Sukada to a short-term agreement from Orlando City B? What do you think there, Paola? Do you like Sukada going to Orlando City?
I mean, he's been playing phenomenally in OCB, and if he had the opportunity to come to the pitch, he should be demonstrating that he should be in the first team. So I think with the short term is because a lot of the injuries, right? But this is the moment that they need to step in and show them what they're proof. So I think it's a good signing. He's been super playing super well in the OCB.
John, we have not seen Felipe Martins, not even in any of the games.
Por Felipe.
Are we even going to see Felipe Martins?
I think
Or
in
would you rather
Austin
see
that was
Kuchevsky
the
or
last.
Yutaro Sukada from OCB? Honestly.
I would definitely be looking at Yutaro. I think that he is. Yeah, there's questions for me whether he should have just been involved in the first team from the start of the season. I think that we lack really technical wingers right now, honestly, and he's shown that he has that level of technical ability that is what you need to be a guy that can go 1v1 on the wing. He's definitely got more time to learn in OCB 100%. Like he needs to keep developing, but it's going to be in a similar situation, I think, where it's like the Jack Lynn, where he's in a season or so, he's going to be, I think, one of the best players, in that league. And then we're really going to have to say, okay, give him some minutes. And right now, I think there's space in the squad. It depends if we're playing, what formation and whether we've actually got true wingers out there or not. But I think at least bringing him off the bench for the last, 10, 20 minutes, give him a chance, give him some minutes. The sooner you give guys minutes like this, the more time they cap the bet in. So I'm hopeful, but Oscar also has shown that he doesn't give out a lot of minutes to young players. So.
And then we have a handball that happened, a handball shout on the 45th minute. Hopefully it's on the highlights right here. Hold on, let me see. Hopefully it's on the highlights. No, I think they cut it. Hold on, let me double check.
Yeah, I don't. It should
It
be
wasn't that
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
It's
they
in the
cut it.
first
Yeah,
half.
yeah,
They
yeah, they
cut
did.
it.
Yeah, they cut it. Yeah.
Why? Because it
It's
clearly
not
could have been
important.
a handball. Is
Yeah.
that why you cut it MLS? Like, come on. I mean,
Ojeda on the byline has to lift it in. Angulo is tracking it, but Quinn Sullivan one low. They
Yeah, that one right there was so close too, man. That
We
one
wouldn't
came.
we would have won
the
this game like five like
go
4 or
across.
5
Oh, and it's shot.
goals ahead.
Yeah, he
the
deserved that. Lodero. If
the
you're watching,
handball though, Luis, it hit him like here, like on the shoulder or whatever.
yeah,
So that is like, okay, it's not counting because only a certain amount down your arm. But if
yeah,
he does like a pop and lock into it, if you watch it, he's like actually throws his shoulder into the ball. So that's where I'm like, okay, so and in the rules, you're not supposed to move your arms away or like in the direction of the ball. So there's some gray area there as to say, okay, was this the right decision or not by the ref? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I think he should have been awarded. I also agree with you there. But again, I think the referee was very. Like he was, I think, rooting for the Union in my opinion, secretly. But you, in games like this, you have to battle against that. You have to rise above that. I think Oscar said it also in post press conference. You have to win the league here. You have to rise above the bad refereeing. You have to rise above some of the teams that are playing. They're very competitive, like the one that we're about to face next, also. And then in the 45th minute, well, this is not the 45th minute, but in the second half, in the beginning of the second half, 12 seconds
Through.
in,
Now Muriel
right here, we see this right here, right? And I mean, honestly, great for him. I heard he's getting paid too much. They should reevaluate his contract. Well, yeah, there's so much stuff, but honestly, like I'm so happy for him that he's proving that he's worth what he's worth. He pretty much cemented the win for Orlando here with the save, and obviously it's going to be a tough mountain to climb right there coming up on Wednesday, but um, I have a feeling this is going to turn also his season around because he's had a pretty bad season for Galese, right, John? I think he's been having a pretty bad season, but hopefully this is a turnaround of events, right? Right?
Well, there was that person that commented and said that I should apologize to
Yeah, you
Pedro.
should.
Someone was very upset that I've
You should
been
kiss his ring or something
slandering
like that. His head or
Pedro.
something.
Yeah. I'm not going to apologize because I think it was warranted. Like, the guy was not performing well. We've all said
That's
that.
true. That's
Everybody
true.
knows that. The stats from this year have been bad for Pedro. And this was, the Pedro that we expect. This is the Pedro that we've known over the years in Orlando City. And we always knew that would come back. I didn't think that he was gonna stay in that form forever, but we haven't seen him save a penalty ever, right? So this is, an incredible achievement for him, and I think also just a confidence builder, and hopefully he's gonna keep being that Pedro that can win us a game instead of being the Pedro who could do the other thing.
Yeah. What are your thoughts regarding that, Paola?
About John being apologetic to Pedro. Just kidding.
For sure, that and Pedro.
Yeah, Paula, do you think I should apologize, Pedro?
When I saw that comment, I blasted laughing, but no, like this is the, like John said, this is the pulpo that we know, and the galese that should have been started since the season started. So hopefully this is a milestone for him, and like to fuel his confidence back after that penalty. Because believe me, if I was him and I stopped that penalty and I stopped a couple of goals, because that was not the only thing that he did. Luis already showed a huge save that he did. So I think this it was a good game overall. Even though that we had two conceded goals, one penalty and one the other, I think, like Loredo said in the press conference, they will the confidence that they were gaining, it will be better for the next game. So I don't think that John needs to apologize. It is what it is.
Thanks, Paula. Thanks for sticking up for me.
Ojeda didn't have the best of games. He left pretty frustrated when he was subbed off by Jagerdan Thorhalsen, which got a standing ovation because the dude looked like he was back, So also, Robin Jansen, as we already mentioned, according to Oscar, it's not as bad as it seems. Now, and then the whole circus with Damian Lowe. Let's talk a little bit about that. Did you did you see the footage of him dancing?
Yeah, do you see my tweet? I did a tweet. I clipped it and sent him out his little dance because I thought it was so impressive. His moves. I thought the
Let's look into
world.
your.
I thought the world of Orlando Twitter needed to see Damian Lowe's impressive dance moves. Oh, here you go.
Right here, right here.
I mean, it's just I don't know what you would call this. It's like It's got like a little bit of what's that, stanky leg, whatever that was,
Yeah,
and
the
then he's got
second leg.
like
Yeah,
a
Massive.
lasso going. Yeah, like
he's doing the Bobby Shmurda.
yes. When I watched that, I was like, "What on earth is this man
He's
doing?
doing
What
he's
are you doing?" I like
doing the Bobby
Muriel
Shmurda right there.
is being Muriel. Okay,
Or he could be doing.
the
You
guy
let me
is a
win. You
professional. He
let me
knows how to get a
win.
call. Whatever. Every player does this. I don't care about that. What's funny is the way that Lowe reacts to it. And then his comments later, like I don't know if everybody saw that he called Muriel a clown. There's only one
Yeah, he
person that's like
did.
a
Yeah.
clown to me here, and that's this fool. Plus the whole red card that like he barely touches the ball, and all he did on that red card was just poke it further in front of Duncan before he took Duncan out. So I don't understand how him getting the ball and then he takes Duncan out is, to me, it's still a red card. So
Yeah, I mean,
I think he got lucky there, and he was just generally, a 4-letter word all night. So yeah, Damian Lowe probably risen to the top of least favorite players in MLS lists for a lot of people pretty quickly.
Honestly, to me, Damian Lowe's career, it's, I mean,
It's getting low.
it's getting low. I mean, this is like, I mean, I'm sorry.
It's a new low for Damian.
This is USL level. He's a USL level defending, and I'll be honest with you. Muriel, he would have loved. I mean, he called Muriel a clown, and the dude playing Serie A, playing Atalanta. I mean, respect the badge, man. Respect the accolades here. You know what I'm saying? And he can't. Like, he's so salty about that. I mean, everyone does it. I mean, Beanie Jr. in Real Madrid has done this plenty of times. I just think it's a pretty bad PR move on his part, also, to just call him a clown at the end. But whatever, I think he's going to be a sub. I think Curran is going to sub him off. I think Curran is going to sub him because Curran's face was just like pretty bad. So now let's watch the press conference because Oscar today they trained. And he did. We have it right here on our YouTube channel.
The last thing I want to say, Luis, is Pedro's dark arts for that 15 minutes.
Amazing, man. 10 minutes pretty much on there.
I watched all of that because the Pride game was got out. We got in the car and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch the rest of this 20 minutes extra time or whatever we had. And Pedro must have, thrown at least half of that out the window.
Yeah. And so if everybody's watching, obviously we have the footage right here for you, and it's time stamped, so you can easily go and look at the favorite part of the video. You don't have to watch the whole thing. If you don't want to listen to Spanish questions, you can skip them. If you want to listen to and practice your Duolingo, you can certainly do that. But it's right here for you. So obviously, Nico talked about how tough is it going to be. I'm just summarizing. But what Oscar, what are the preparations for against Suarez and Messi, right? I think that's what everyone wants to know, which he's asked on the third question right here. So let's watch.
There is always two ways to prepare the games. In our end is normally just make more relevancy on the way we do things and how can we affect them. But obviously we have to have references on the other teams and how can we, with the strategy, just try to whether impose our model or try to control them. And in this case with Miami, we already have a game that we play them. So I try to make less mistakes that day.
Now, the strategy, to summarize that, the strategy is let's make less mistakes than we have in the previous two duels against Inter. So obviously that's what we expect already from the get-go. So I think Oscar gave us a little run around right there. With all due respect. Look, there's there's no way to say it, but I just think I mean Miami's flying, dude. You know they're flying high, and I mean we have to speak real facts. We don't know if Jensen's gonna be making it as a starter. We're gonna have Rodri Schlegel, which is being inconsistent to say the least. Paula, what do you think are some of the things that maybe we could do against Inter coming up?
I mean, comparing what they did in the first game that they played against us this season, they were pressuring us. We should do the same, like going all attack. Like be smart, but also pressure them because we have fresher legs. We're young. They're not young, you know. Their offensive play. They have two or three youngsters, but I will say be smart, no, not lose, you know, their heads. And I mean this by Schlegel or Wilder. I know that they're in Araujo too. So I will say pressure them since the whistle of the starting of the match and go from there and be smart. Be smart and in the place that they do because of course it's against them and the ref. We don't know what ref is gonna do the game. So let's see. But I say go with a lot of pressure against Miami.
Now, they're definitely going to watch a lot of film, John, as you could just heard. He's going to watch a lot of film of the previous games that Orlando faced Miami. Um, I feel, and I don't know if you feel the same. I feel like they should also watch the how LA faced them, the Galaxy faced Inter Miami, and got a win, I believe. And I think they need to see how other teams have faced Miami, because the intensity of those teams needs to be replicated. But one common denominator on all the games that I've seen when they faced Inter is that they put one man to mark Messi, making it uncomfortable for him to move around the pitch and make and connect. Not to give him a lot of space. Do you feel that's to get a midfielder on Messi? Because last year, Araujo and Cartagena were the best center defensive mid duo in the league, right? Do you feel that maybe putting one of them to mark him is going to be it? Or do you feel like we just gotta do like Oscar says, do our game and just you know,
I think we're at the do or die point of the season
yeah.
already. So, like we did against Philly, he went like, I don't have my fullbacks. I'm just gonna play wingers as as wingbacks, whatever. And it was very attacking. Like that opening half, that opening 20 minutes of that game, we were extremely aggressive against a team that is as good as Philly are, high up the table, away from home. I think that shows like no fear, and we have to do the same thing against Miami if we have any chance of winning this game. I don't think there's a world where we can sit and defend and try and eke out, and try and do a Pappy special. I don't think you could do that against this team. I think if you invite them into the space and give them the opportunities, they're just going to take those opportunities. They've got the quality to break you down. They've got the ability to, make passing lanes, go 1-2. I think you have to meet them with a high press. I think you have to try and match their intensity and outscore them. And if this game ends up, 3-2 to Miami and we get 2 goals against them and they score 3 because they've got Messi and he scores some banger from a mile away, I'm going to be like, okay, that's good job. Unlucky. Like we did our best. I don't want to see us try and, hold them off because I don't think you can hold them off. The only hope is that you do a decent enough job in defense and go and score a couple. And like Daniel Phillips says here, we need to ugly it up against Fort Lauderdale and get under their skin, like our very first meeting with the little guy, and score 2 or 3. Their defense is still vulnerable. I 100% agree. And that, like you said, Luis, those wins that we've seen in the past against Miami and teams that have done well. And like Daniel Phillips says in our first game, we hustle and we made it ugly and we got in their faces and we had all of that grit and drive and determination. That's you need that plus scoring a couple goals and actually, connecting and getting it in the back of the net. That's how you manage to win this game. But it's a lot of there's a lot of things that you got to do right. I'll say that, and a lot of things that could go wrong.
We're about 100 people live. Thank you so much. 72 on X and about 24 on YouTube. So thank you so much. Daniel, very rare. Daniel's a comment. Victor Sanchez, probably a ref from OBT. There you go. Joshua Tall, yes, we should definitely pressure Miami. We should pressure them and score first and defend well. Gotta be up a few goals. Any update on Robin? Yes, he did had an update from Robin. If you go here, right here, Robin Jensen update.
Robin, his injury is not as severe as we thought after the game. So the news has been much better. And so we'll see.
What can you do to kind of work around?
We'll see. Right? We'll see. I don't think he's given away the lineup or nothing like that. I mean, he's just being very. He may shock us with another crazy lineup. I feel it's gonna be Schlegel and Brecalo, just Alex. I have a feeling that this may be it. Now, am I ecstatic about this? Not really. But it's what we got. This is Orlando City, UK mentioned today on Twitter that we have never lost to Inter at home. Yeah, that's one thing I was going to mention as well. We have never lost against Inter Miami at home. So, and we need to keep it that way. So, it's going to be a tough game. In reality, we have the whole league against us. We have, I feel, the whole pressure against us. But to give a peace of mind, I don't know what John feels or Paola, but look, guys. Orlando has destroyed Inter for the past 5 seasons before they got Messi. So clearly that determines that the soccer city in Florida is Orlando. So when Messi and company leave in a season or two, possibly, I think Suarez only is going to play the 2024 season. He's retiring next year. You're gonna keep the Kremaskis. What's behind all the names? What are they offering? Do we see a U.S. men's national team player from Inter Miami that's making names, that's taking names or anything like that? Do we see the growth of the work that they're doing culturally in that city when it comes to their team? I don't see it. Do I see it in Orlando? Yes. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that, John.
I kind of disagree with you there. I think they are building some foundations for the future. I think Diego Gomez, Facundo Farias,
Yeah, but they're not.
Federico Redondo. These are guys that
Yeah.
are young and very good, young attacking. South American players that similar to like what we've done with Enrique, Facu. There are some pieces there for the future that they can build around. I don't think there's any American youth there, agreed, but then we don't really have any of that either. But I see what you're saying about there's a team built for now, but seemingly they have I don't know how they do it, whether it's just the Messi effect and players are willing to come for no money, but that seems to be the only reasonable explanation. Either that or there's something else going on, but every 5 minutes they're linked with another player and they just seem to have an endless amount of time and space to just keep doing things and moving stuff around. Look, maybe their GMs are just doing some incredible stuff. They're out of this league. And if that's the case, great. But I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that Messi's there and players will take a lot less money to go play with Messi.
Now, what are your thoughts regarding that, Paola? What do you think?
mean, they have 2 homegrowns. That's what you were referring to, right, Luis? The homegrown system. Well, they only have two, but they have Kremaski and they have David Ruiz that they both have been playing with the first team consistently. But that's the Messi effect too, helping them understand the game and helping them grow. So I think they have a little bit better of Orlando City on that one, but it's only two players.
I think the academy or our level is much more than theirs. Yeah, I think their
Yeah,
squad. I was just talking about like the young prospects in their squad that they brought in. There's not a huge amount. There's like Noah Allen, he's up there. They've got a few guys that are coming through the academy.
yeah, definitely. It's just looking. I have a feeling that Orlando just breeds different types of players, and
Yeah,
it's also a different market. And they got Messi, and that's going to attract a lot of the names, right? I mean, there's names like Griezmann being linked, and names like Luka Modric, and
Maria.
right, Di Maria as well. Like, now
Crazy.
you have to understand they're all over the hill, but that doesn't mean they still have the quality. Right now, Oliver Giroud is coming to LAFC as well. So yeah. Now there's rumors too, and we're talking about rumors about San Diego FC bringing Kevin De Bruyne in 2025. So you imagine seeing that? I mean, I'll flip off. But
And
anyway,
Sergio Ramos too to
yeah,
San Diego.
yep. Talking about signings and what can we do? Tom Boger today um, discussed he did an update on the Duncan McGuire situation today with the Athletic. So give kudos to Tom Boger and the Athletic there. Regarding this, Blackburn executive to travel to the U.S. to scout and hopefully reignite transfer talks for Orlando City's Duncan McGuire. Right? If this is just my opinion, again, I'm just like you guys. If I am Duncan McGuire, I don't want to go to Blackburn. I'll go to, I don't know, Sunderland, which I heard also Sunderland are want to get in the bid. I will go to what's the other one? It's not Brighton Hove Albion. It's Sheffield Wednesday, right? Right, John? Sheffield Wednesday. Like look. I look for a different opportunity. I just I just can't trust a club that botches my transfer because they didn't press a button. Right? I just can't put the faith of my career there. I wouldn't do it. I don't know about that, John. What do you think? Do you think he's definitely? I think he's gonna leave for sure. But
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants to go to Europe. We knew that in January. I don't think that's changed. I think he shows the drive that he's everything that happened in January and then the way that he's played this year for me is just like, okay, he got his head down and he got on with it and he's showing this, just as good numbers as he was last year. He's proven he's not a one-hit wonder. That's just going to spike even more interest in these teams in the championship that are interested in him. I think for Duncan, the message is like, you got options, man. Do not like fool me once, fool me twice. This is going to be a third time now, Duncan. So you're going to get fooled again. Like Blackburn, the problems they had, it was a clerical error, but they've got systemic problems in their club with their owners. Culturally, they didn't have a great season this year in the championship anyway. There's a guy there, Sammy Schmodix, who scored like most of their goals and basically kept them up. They're probably going to lose him. Like, he could go to a championship club and play with much better players in a club that's pushing for promotion and getting into the, Premier League, like those kind of ambitions. He should be looking at like a Norwich or a West Brom or like a Stoke. Dare I even, hope that he comes to Stoke. That would be amazing.
some
But
strings.
yeah, I just think there's a whole bunch of teams and not even just championship. like he's got a lot of options. He could go somewhere like Germany. You could go to Eredivisie. You could go France. Like there's a lot of. He could go end up playing for a Europa League club. Like go to Scotland, go play for Rangers. Like there's a bunch of clubs that would be interested in Duncan Maguire. I don't think that Blackburn is his only option.
Correct.
I would be
agree.
I would be shocked if Blackburn is his only option.
Yeah.
But in terms of leaving us, I think his mind is made up, and I don't hold it against him. I think people have to understand that in the global scale, MLS is like a 9-10 ranked league in the world. It's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 league. So
Correct.
going somewhere like a championship club, it gets you in the window of getting up into the Premier League. Even the championship is like probably 7th, 8th in the world in terms of ranking. So like that's technically a better league than where we are now. So Duncan just wants to go prove himself in Europe.
Correct.
I think that he should do that. I think that he deserves to do that, and it improves his chances of getting in the real national team, right? The big boy national team, let's say, instead of the U23 national team that he's gonna be in. And like and he needs to be on the path that DK was on, and the same path that Kyle was on for Canada. It's the same thing. I know it's frustrating that he's gonna go. I get it, but this is just what happens. That like any team in this league, Louise, if you'd have had Duncan Maguire playing for LAFC, banging in all those goals for the last 2 seasons, LAFC would still lose him to a team in a championship, to whoever. It's not about us. It's about the fact that Duncan has got big ambitions, and we should cash in, and we got to cash in. And my concern about Blackburn is it'll just go horribly wrong again, and we just end up, I don't know, he'll be back again. Who knows?
Now, Paola, and then Tom Bogert, minutes later, gave an update saying, and this is something that I do want to say, we mentioned it here already, and I said, the club ain't gonna stay put down. The club is gonna go, and they're gonna do what they want to do. The first offer was rejected. I heard it was what's his name, Chris Cuomo. I don't know his agent. I don't know his name is, but he came in and he's like, oh no, not a lot of zeros in my book. Delete. And apparently, according to Tom Bogert, Paola, Orlando, and Maguire's camp have reopened talks for contract extension. They went to Target, bought a brand new ballpoint pen. The new offer is on the table now. Talks in the winter didn't go very far, with two sides very far apart. So there was Tom Bogert admits that there was talks about him, but he rejected the first deal. Do you feel Orlando has a chance, Paola?
Honestly, I don't think so.
They're bettering the money offer. They're
I
throwing away
know.
more money.
I know Orlando City has been trying to get like a contract with him since the beginning of the season, and they were not successful. So I don't think, unfortunately, Maguire wants to stay, even though that when he plays, he's proven the opposite, that he wants to stay with the team because he's scoring goals. Thank God it's not the opposite, right? But I don't think, unfortunately, he's gonna stay. I mean, like John said, the dream of a player is go to Europe. Now, I would have been more smarter of where I'm going to, because if I have better numbers than last season, which is true, like, hey, talk to my agent, look for other offers, look for other teams. But if this is the window and this is the opportunity that he has, I think he's gonna go, unfortunately. I mean, God has provided him a lot of red flags and a lot of FYIs.
No Blackburn.
I know. So it's on him. It's on him. So
I do want to say, look, Duncan, if you want to come to South America, you can play in my team, Alianza Lima. They always need a striker,
there's
man.
more chance to be playing for Stoke than Alianza Lima. Come on.
We have no strikers. Our striker is 40 years old.
It's Paolo Guerrero, right? Or no?
No, Hernán Barcos.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like super old now. Yeah.
where's Paulo Guerrero in River Plate? I don't remember now.
No, he's in
Anyway,
a different team. Victor
oh, he's
says
in a
this,
different team
I can put down a dollar to keep Duncan. This is Sid
now.
I've
let's
Taylor,
already put in $1. We'll keep
let's open a
Duncan.
GoFundMe.
right? Messi
We'll
not
just pay
playing.
you outside the club, Duncan. The fans will pay you to stay.
Daniel Phillips, Duncan could clean up in the Bundesliga at some mid-table teams. He will fit well with the play. I agree
I
wholeheartedly.
agree.
I think he'll be more dangerous than Pepe, in my
Same in
opinion.
the championship though. Like he's a physical guy, and those are physical leagues, and
And
I
he's
think
not
that's
afraid of
where
anything.
that suits him. And
Yeah,
also Daniel's comment he says here about he could be huge for U.S. soccer
Yeah.
if he stays. Like I agree in the sense that like, but he has to make that decision. Like there's guys that are saying like, if you look at someone like a Jordan Morris, right? Even he at some point went over to England and it didn't
And
really
yeah.
work, and then he came back. So eventually you keep staying here, eventually, even like he's only 24, he kills it for another few years. It's always going to be in the back of his mind. What if? I think he has to mentally be like, no, I'm an MLS player. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to have my career here. He has to make that decision in order to do that, or else it's on to the next thing.
Yep. Let's read some more comments real quick. Thank you so much, Daniel. Jeffrey, oh, forget the 4-3-3. We are playing 2-6-2. I agree. I will say we should play 9-1. 9-1. Just all defending, all holding hands too.
Who's the one, Muriel?
Just Muriel. Never had Messi coming to our home, and I'm surprised he's coming Wednesday. Yes. Well, it says the wall is sold out, says Victor. Thank you to Herman as well. JCB said, I like the flow of having two up front. I would like to see more of that this season. I agree. It says, Pineda, usted sí trabaja. That's right. That's exactly. Sitch Taylor, read. Messi will not play in Orlando on Wednesday. No, man. He is going to play, sir. I do want to break it down. Yeah, Messi will be playing. And, there's news about Messi too, guys. Messi just right here, you can see him with his working outfit. This is his working at Amazon. Yep, he just he's going to have his own energy drink. Yes, he's gonna be having his new energy drink that's gonna compete with C4. He's gonna compete with Bang, and it's gonna be a Messi and his wife's secret formula, including they're gonna have a David Beckham version of it too, apparently. So there you go. It's a little bit of breaking news right there.
It's great to see when athletes promote healthy
Correct.
lifestyles, isn't it?
But anyways, look, we have no Santos, possibly no Jansen, no Remy Enrique for a couple of more weeks. But obviously, I mean, if we need to see the players to watch, Messi, Suarez, Julian Gressel, Sergi Busquets, Jordi Alba, Robert Taylor. I mean, what can we say about those players, right? I mean, they're like some of the best players that have ever graced God's green earth, play the sport in some key positions. I will tell you as a journalist, if I see them, it's gonna be like insane to me. I will say, because I never thought in my wildest dreams I will ever be in the same atmosphere as these guys ever. But I think it's another game. I think we need to treat it like another game. We need to do our thing, and we have to support the fans also. The fans won this win. I mean, they clobbered us in Miami 5-0, right? Or 4-0 or whatever that result was that I don't even want to remember.
Don't remember.
And we need to make it. We got to make it known that they cannot just come to Orlando and just open a kind of whoop us here, right? So you want to do the lineup, guys?
We could
Yeah.
try.
We
could
can
try.
try, but this is like gambling.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel, John, that they're gonna go for supporter shield?
What? Yeah, I
Miami?
think they're. I didn't think they would be in like this
Yeah.
consistent at the beginning of the year. I think they would suffer more from injuries, but they've just can't blame them, man. They know how, like the last game they came back from against Montreal when they were 2, and they came back to win it. So they've got 13 goals in their last 3 games. They're a real problem.
Do you think that Jordi Alba is gonna play?
Hmm.
I don't know on
think
that one. Maybe he
because I'm
wasn't in the
looking
lineup.
here. No, and he hasn't been in the lineup since April 13 because of a hammy injury. But when I
Ah,
look in the reports for the injury players, he's not listed.
yep.
So I don't know.
No, I didn't put him in the injury list. They're out Gomez, they're out Farias, they're out Redondo, they're out Ian Frey, they're out Robbie Robinson, they're out Borgelin.
Crazy. Somebody
So
in the medical field is gonna be
they've lost all
fired.
these young new guys.
Mhm.
But somehow the old men are still rocking. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think, yeah, I don't know if Jordi is gonna play.
look, I don't know if Jordy's gonna play, but I mean, they still have a very competitive squad. I think they need to get a midfielder on Messi. It's either going to be Cesar,
And Busquets.
Nico, or I have a feeling that we could lose. I know some potential assist power, but maybe it's Nico who we need to be right behind Messi. But what's going to happen is, why Nico? Because Nico's played the league for so long. Like, even refs are used to Nico. And when he defends, he's not as erratic as maybe Cartagena, because I've seen Cartagena get stupid yellows in the past. But that's the thing. We don't want to give the refs, because you guys know they're gonna go and Messi's gonna call out everything. Like, even if you play with a little bit of roughness, as he's gonna start crying. And it's just, it has happened. We've seen it. And refs they have no personality here in the United States, unfortunately, and so they're going to say, yes, sir. Oh my God, I have to get the yellow card out because Messi's gonna get mad at me, right? So, you know, we gotta do that. And obviously, I think the most important part is, when we have the chance to go in transition and play defensively and play conservative, we need to score. We need to see what we saw in the Philly game when it comes to scoring. That to me is key. So with that being said, the lineup, Galese, unless you guys are ready to move to Mason. I don't know, you guys tell me.
John can answer that.
Why do you laugh?
that's just so out of pocket.
We're bullying you, John. That's
I
fine.
know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So,
Pedro,
and then
poor Pedro.
now, obviously, we're gonna see Dagger back. Do you feel, or do you feel we're gonna see the 3-5-2 again?
I think we're gonna do the 3-5-2 again, but with
Yeah.
Daggy and Angulo on the wings instead of. I think Facu did a great job, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have.
We need to see
Angulo
that
and
intensity,
Dagger as
though.
our wing. I think Dagger and Angulo make great wing backs if you play this
Yes.
formation. You take the pressure off of Dagger to have to do all of that defensive stuff, as not being completely covering. And Brecalo and him have a good partnership, and then Angulo, we know he can do both sides of the ball from that left wing back position anyway.
So
I
this
think
is
so.
Jim D's dream right here. Dagger is a winger.
He's like a right mid, right wing back kind of thing.
So is Angulo going to play right?
No, Angulo left. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So, and then our 3 in the middle are going to be Brecalo.
I think Brecalo, Smith, and Wilder. Or maybe Rodri instead of Kyle, but
I think Rodri is the one, unfortunately.
I would prefer to put Kyle at the left-sided center back position personally.
No.
Can we do that?
Bro, I think, look, knowing Oscar, all I'm saying, I feel
It's
it's
Schlegel.
going to be Schlegel.
Yeah.
Here's the thing we haven't even thought about. What if he wants the double pivot and then he puts Smith,
That's
Schlegel, and
what I was
Brecalo.
thinking because of the Messi, type of
It could
game.
happen. He could say,
But
"I
you
want
have to
to do
understand,
D
if you
mids
see
there."
Miami attack, they're
Yeah.
so fast down the wing. Like I don't feel like Kyle has like Robert Taylor versus Smith, or
Yeah, he
maybe
needs to
even
be there.
Messi versus Smith. Like, do you really, you know?
So you think
No,
Wilder is
I
the
agree.
left-sided center back if we're going for this three, or Schlegel is the left? Oh.
I feel
Whoever
that
plays
Schlegel
left
will
side
be,
is
yeah,
I
left
think
side
Schlegel
and
could
Cartagena in the middle.
I think it's gonna be Schlegel here and Cartagena in the
And
middle.
Cartagena there.
And
Hopefully he doesn't trip this time.
reason why Cartagena has already faced Messi in qualifiers.
Cartagena looks good in that central of
Yes.
the three there because he's able to still
Yeah,
distribute the ball and be
correct.
that sort of like deep playmaker from there as well.
Now,
Hopefully
I
he
mean, you
doesn't
talk.
trip.
Look, but I mean, I just contradicted myself because if I'm talking about speed, Schlegel,
Yeah, see,
you
this is why
know,
you got Angulo. Angulo is there to help with the speed.
Or probably Rafa Santos. I don't know.
I
Even
don't
though
know
I
if
don't
he'll
like
be ready
Rafa Santos
though.
there.
I
I
mean,
don't think
all
Rafa
I'm
will be
saying is,
ready.
and I'll be honest with you, and I know there's almost 130 people watching right now. Honestly, this is to me to put everything on the line. To me, I will look if Jensen says, "Hey, boss, I don't care, I'm playing." Okay, if I'm Oscar, I say, "Okay, okay, Robin, play." We honestly, I'll put all in. I'll go all in this game.
I'm I'm the other way. I'm like, if Janssen has a chance that he's actually going to come back like in a reasonable amount of time, then let's take that because we need
But we
Janssen,
have
man.
Abdi Salim. We're gonna play the Earthquakes, man. We're gonna play the Earthquakes after that.
I think Brecalo is great, but I like the Brecalo Wilder Jansen combo of those three. So
We
yeah,
have Miss K. Say nice new digs, John.
thanks. She helped
There
me
you
unpack, so thank you, Kay. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I
Uh,
guess we're going Oscars thinking. I guess this is probably gonna be it, right? With Schlegel and Angulo on one side, and then Cartagena in the middle.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so and then we're gonna do Araujo, and then Ojeda.
And the reason for the three back more than anything, Luis, is we still, unless you want to pay Kyle Smith as a left back, we don't have a left back option. So also it looked good last game. Why not?
Yeah, I
So
mean it goes more like this.
I think it was like Nico next to Cesar, and then Ojeda was a little bit further forward, right? But
So you're
at
not
that
gonna
point,
put Facu there?
right?
Facu's the golden boy. He will be there.
So you think?
I think probably Ojeda's gonna sit down, unfortunately, because Ojeda, even though that we didn't see him do a lot in the last game, he had 7.0. So
He looked mad about coming off last game. Did
I
you see
mean,
that on the sideline? Like I
Yeah,
would
but
yeah,
he
to
needs
his
to do
60th
better. He needs to
minute.
be consistent, man. He can't get mad.
He didn't play a great game, honestly. So maybe he was frustrated himself. But also, the guy never gets 90 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
because
I
eventually in
think you're
terms,
right, Paula. I think it would be Faku over Ojeda. Nico's got to stay. Like you can't drop the guy who gave you 3 assists last game.
are we trying to predict what Oscar is gonna do or ours?
I think what Oscar's gonna do. What would you
I
do?
don't think that dagger will start because of the protocol.
you think he's gonna do Facu Torres
I think so. I think it's
against
gonna be the same
Miami?
lineup. Yeah, against Miami. Then
I mean,
Dagger
you gotta have
comes
some.
in. Balance, I know.
I
But
mean,
what
I
happens if the
mean,
protocol doesn't let Dagger come in because of the minutes? Because he's still in that concussion thing.
What a horrible thought of right wing Messi running
I
against left
know, I
fullback
know.
Faku.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, John.
well,
Uh,
I mean, if that's the case, I mean,
I
if
mean,
that's the
it could
case,
be
I
right.
mean, if that's the case, I mean, if that's what's gonna take for Facu Torres to wake up and actually
Do
like get
something.
some grit, to be facing, I'm all in. You know, the thing is,
Yeah.
we need to be sure that we're going to see the same performance we saw against Philly from Facu. I mean, if we're going to see that, I'll say okay, no issue. But if we're going to see the same, the Facu from 2 weeks ago, like, like I don't.
I
That he's
agree.
not marking
I agree.
anybody, and then they just own that whole flank. I don't want to see that either. I'll make the change right away. I'll take him
I
out and
mean,
put
I
Dagger.
would like to see Dagger on the field, to be honest, but I don't
All
know.
right, so we're gonna be going pretty much with the same squad, but just without Robin, pretty much. And
And
then
Ojeda.
hero be Nico and how was it? Nico and
Dagger's gone.
Dagger, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
No, let's
nope,
sit down. Let's sit down, Ojeda. Ojeda's not gonna start. You will see. If
yeah.
Dagger can start,
well,
Dagger's gonna start.
Dagger's not gonna play midfield, man. I mean, if you're gonna put
So,
so what do you guys want to do? You
If
want
you're
to put
playing
so put
Facu at
Facu
left,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
right Facu
switch
left,
him.
Angulo right? Right, that's what we
Mhm.
saw.
and then
Correct.
Ojeda would start in that case.
Right. Ojeda will start for sure.
I'm sorry, John.
And
No,
then
honestly, I think it's great for this debate, right? This is what, but also this is all predicated on us keeping with the 3-5-2. Like
Let-
it could go
hey,
back to the
I have a
on
4
feeling
this
that that's
day,
what
one.
Oscar's
we
gonna
get
do.
a slap in the face. We get a slap in the face.
Luis doesn't think we're going to stick with this at all, but I feel like the two striker combo is so good.
It's gonna work. It's
you
gonna
gotta
work.
keep doing that. That's the only way I think Muriel works. I agree with everybody that says he needs.
I have a feeling that I mean, this could be it. I'm just afraid of Schlegel Torres on one side. Now, if I see
Yeah.
Torres playing the level that he's going to be playing, then I'm good. Like if
I mean, it's just a prediction, but
yep. I mean, I'm all in. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. What are your thoughts, John? You don't seem pretty confident of this.
he wants Dag there.
I don't really. I think that this, if we don't have Dagger and we don't have Santos again, like if they don't want to start Dagger and Santos is not available, then I think you're going to see this because Oscar showed that this is what he went to out of a reaction from not having his favorite fullbacks. So if we are going to go to the 4-2-3-1, back to that, then it's who's playing left back? Probably Kyle Smith. Who's playing right back? Probably Mikey Halliday. And he just hasn't shown that he's willing to start Mikey Halliday. So that's why I think that he's going to do this again. But it could be suicide against Miami. It could be.
If you ask me who do I want, I will take Schlegel out and put Abdi Salim.
I would love that. But I think that's a big ask
this
for Abdi.
point-
He hasn't played at all to be like, go play Messi.
What better game to just be like, hey kid,
Throw him in the
earn
deep
yourself
end.
a spot in the starting lineup, be the number 2, and slowly but surely, passing.
I saw him on the line in the sideline.
Rodri passed the torch to Abdi. This is the game to me. If Abdi aces this, if Abdi does a great job against Messi, at some point we saw a young Kamal Miller coming out of nowhere for Orlando too.
True.
With Oscar, and doing great things. So why not giving Abdi a couple of minutes? He's already with the team. That would be my opinion, but I think Oscar's gonna go for this. I have a feeling. I don't know. So we call this our lineup then?
I think so. I mean,
Well, the lineup, predicted lineup is Galese up top. We have 3-5-2 with Brecalo, Cartagena, and Schlegel. We have also Angulo on the right-hand side. We have on the left Facu Torres. 3 in the mid, we have Cesar Araujo, Nico Lodero, and Martin Ojeda. And then right up top, the Haaland of the Heartland, Duncan Maguire, with Luis El Toro Muriel. There you go. That'll be your lineup. You imagine if second minute Murillo scores, man. I think that whole stadium is gonna. I think beer sales are gonna go up that on a Wednesday.
Hopefully not, but yeah, I don't want to get beard.
Yeah, man. I think, man. Honestly, I do feel like this is a really massive game when it comes to turning the not only the heat but also the momentum of the team of what's coming next. So they have all my support. I think we all should support the boys, give them all the good vibes possible for this thing that because this Inter Miami is undefeated right now. They're on this up and up. Everyone's loving them. I have to go to my other podcast. They're all talking about Inter Miami, how they're gonna cover Orlando.
Mhm.
So like honestly, I think my full support's with the guys. We just gotta go in there and support. Also, it says Joshua Tall. If results go our way Wednesday, and if we win, we could possibly tied for eighth. There you go. Orlando City 10-2 against Miami. Well, that'd be amazing. That'd be great. JC Beast says what? Mate Power says there you go.
For the energy drink.
I need to
Yeah.
try Mate Power, but anyways, any am I forgetting something, John? Any last words you want to say before we cut we finish?
Nothing here. I just think it was great to get a win. Obviously, it's not been going well. I think that regardless of what happens against Miami, like we got to still keep faith and I think wherever we are in the season and however we're doing, it's always going to be a big challenge facing this team with all of the stars they've got and just the ability that they're showing. So don't get downheart. Don't get everybody returning to being really upset if we lose to Miami, which is knock on wood doesn't happen, but could very much happen. So remain positive and hopefully we get a good atmosphere on Wednesday. I'm not gonna be there. I've got my parents coming to town. They're literally like flying in and landing at that time. So it's gonna be one that I again watch later.
I
So
will
if
be
we
there.
if we win, maybe that's the case, Luis. Maybe I'm not allowed to watch the games live, and I have to just watch them later.
Damn, I didn't think
Um,
about that,
if
John.
that's the
You are
case,
the
then
boss
I'm
of
gonna start
me.
making
Wow,
that
you could
sacrifice,
be.
and I'll just watch every game later. So
Is
It's
John
like me
secretly
being in the
jinxing us?
wall.
right there we go.
Well,
So
you have to go to a church, my friend. You gotta go get some sage or something. Maybe have
yeah,
Some
yeah.
holy
I
water.
need Stream Jesus to come over and
Extreme Jesus
stage
needs
my
to
new
come over
house.
and
Yeah.
give you some holy water. No, I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, I mean, it's gonna be hopefully a great game. We need to support the boys all 90 minutes and not make Inter win. I think I'm content with a draw. Are you content with a draw if it happens? Are you ready? Are you are you ready to do a prediction score, John?
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, probably not.
What about you, Paula? You don't you reserve the right?
I reserve my right. I don't want to jinx it. So,
I'll go
I
for it.
have. Okay, go. What's your prediction, Luis?
Tomorrow, Orlando City.
Tomorrow or Wednesday?
Wednesday. I'm already in a different time zone. Wednesday, Orlando City. Very serious right now. 2-2
2-2. Okay.
draw.
I can
Last
go with a
minute
draw.
goal by Dagger Dan of a set piece.
Hmm. Okay.
Wall goes ape. Wall goes crazy. I was gonna say another word. Wall goes bonkers, and then they cannot beat us here at Interco Stadium. So I think that'll be great. Now, if we get the win, it'll be heard all over the world. I mean, I remember when Monterrey beat for the Champions Cup to Inter Miami. Man, it made it all over the world, even Europe. Like, oh, this team beat the all powerful Inter Miami. So I think we're gonna make it hopefully a good showdown. Joshua Tall, let's get them. Let's get the win. One last thing to say. Vamos Orlando and let's beat the Flamingos this Wednesday. Well, I want to thank everyone that's been watching. About 145 people live right now, 130 on X, and about 22 on YouTube. So thank you so much for all your support. I do want to tell you guys that to follow us on social media or our audio version, it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you are listening, thank you so much for your support. Make sure you follow our links that are on the description of the audio. As well, we're on X at LP_podcast, on Instagram at LP_podcast, as well as on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando, and YouTube at LP_podcast as well. So anything you want to add, John, before we go?
Yeah, that we're at 948 subscribers.
Man.
So we've been thinking about what we want to do for the 1,000 mark, but we got to think faster, Luis, because it's coming
happening.
up. It's coming up on us. So if anybody has any ideas, or if you don't want to do something cool, or let us know. We're probably going to put a post out asking for you guys the suggestions. Yeah, what do you want to do for celebrate 1,000? It's not just us; it's all of you that have got us to this landmark. So thank you, and we really appreciate your support.
Don't forget also Tiro de Esquina podcast, at Tiro de Esquina podcast, at Alec Jose 12, and at Lola_Pow 13 on Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Spotify as well in audio form. Right, Paula? Did I say it right, or did I botch?
Yes, no, you had it like it is. So, yep. Any Spanish content, just follow us.
Any last words you want to say before we go, Paula?
I was just gonna echo what John said earlier. Anything that happens on Wednesday, I don't want to hear negativity, because we know the positive needs to continue. So, great win on Saturday. I know that the boys want to win because that's what demonstrated them in the field. And unfortunately, a couple of last games, the luck has not been in our side. But hopefully on Wednesday, like I said, no negativity. Let's continue with the positivity.
We got to stick together, guys. I mean, we got
to just be better than last time. That's
exactly.
Exactly. The bar is not that high.
Oh, I hate everything. Wow. Galeza needs to get paid $1 an hour.
No. I mean, I know it's just one game that we won, and then but keep it up, because I know that this energy, like I said before, I'm a person of energy. If we transmit the positivity to the players, it will go. So just
plus, soccer is one of the most unpredictable sports. We've seen it with the Pride, the turnaround, 360 or what it used to be. So if they can do it, I'm sure this team can do it also. So I mean, nothing's impossible.
If Pedro saves a penalty against Messi, Luis, I will definitely apologize. I will quite happily say anything. I will give. Yeah. So
you have to say it in Spanish so we can.
I'll do it in Spanish. Lo siento.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, tomorrow, for the Pride Pod. We have a pretty big episode, Undefeated Pride. Pops with Pride was awesome too, I do want to say. We'll have all of that and more. Support the Orlando Pride also. Go to their games. They're great. And without further ado, see you guys next week. And well, Thursday also, we may have another show, right? Another episode. And vamos Orlando. Take care, guys.
Orlando, let's go. Let's beat Miami.
Have a good one.